Tcom Group's first half net profits rise 43.4%, and Nancy Pelosi says a U.S.-Taiwan trade agreement is on the table. You're watching the Daily Brief with Forbes. I'm Ramya Faraj. Tcom Group's first half net profit jumped 43.4% to $116.5 million on sustained occupancy rates across all of its segments. First half revenue rose 15.8% year on year to $269.2 million, driven by higher occupancy rates across commercial and industrial segments and further boosted by healthy performance of services. Consolidated occupancy levels at its operating assets reached 82%, a rise from the 78% occupancy at the end of 2021. Tcom says this reflects positive business sentiment of its over 7,800 customers. Amlak Finance's first half net group profit is up 35% to $72.4 million compared to the same period last year. Amlak's total income dropped 9% in H1 to $86.8 million. Revenues from its financing business dropped by 19% to $18.8 million during the period. Amlak saw a gain of $61.2 million on debt settlement arrangements during the period and reduced its debt burden by $153.8 million. Its total assets stand at $1.03 billion. Saudi is launching the Saudi Investment Promotion Authority, which aims to amplify all activities and services related to investment promotion. The new agency falls under the National Investment Strategy, which aims to increase investments contribution to 30% of GDP by 2030. By 2030, NIS targets raising annual FDI flows to $103.2 billion and increasing annual domestic investment to $452.5 billion. In Q1, Saudi's FDI inflows rose 9.5% to $1.97 billion. U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says a U.S.-Taiwan trade agreement may be imminent. Pelosi made the comments this morning in Taiwan as U.S. warships cruise off its coast and as China carries out military drills in the Taiwan Strait. The strait is a key route for ships carrying goods from Asia to Europe and the U.S. Actions affecting the Taiwan Strait could impact global supply chains. Bloomberg data shows almost half of the global container fleet and 88% of the largest ships by tonnage crossed the Taiwan Strait this year. Analysts don't expect OPEC to raise production capacity at today's meeting, despite high hopes being placed on the cartel after President Biden's Saudi visit last month. OPEC has resisted U.S. pressure to ramp up production significantly so far after the war in Ukraine sent oil prices soaring. OPEC's output is supposed to have returned to pre-COVID levels, but only on paper, as some members have struggled to meet their quotas. Analysts say today's meeting will reveal if President Biden has any influence in the cartel at all. And despite inflation, people are still spending on their Starbucks. Starbucks saw better than expected fiscal Q3 earnings and revenue fueled by demand in the U.S. for its cold coffee drinks. Revenue reached $8.15 billion versus the expected $8.11 billion. Net sales rose 9% to $8.15 billion. As inflation surges, Starbucks says it's not seeing customers trade down or reduce their spending. Other restaurant companies, including McDonald's, have seen consumers visit less and spend less as higher gas and grocery bills squeeze budgets. I'm Ramya Faraj. This is the Daily Brief. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.